Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Welcome back to all the witnesses. Thanks for being here. Let's start by saying no one should be threatened, harassed, or attacked because of who they are, who they worship, or what they stand for. I agree we should do more to combat anti-Semitism in America. I also agree with Ranking Member Scott of the full committee, who has correctly pointed out that while we have had many hearings on anti-Semitism, we have not had one addressing racism, xenophobia, sexism, Islamophobia, or similar harms confronting workers and student groups. As we discuss these issues today, I want to remind my colleagues that the labor movement is a large, diverse coalition of workers, of Americans, including Jewish Americans, that has been a significant force in the battle against anti-Semitism. We are fortunate to have Joseph McCartin here as one of our witnesses. He is a labor historian and a history professor at Georgetown University, who also serves as the executive director of the Kalmanovitz Initiative for Labor and the Working Poor. Dr. McCartin's written testimony details how the labor movement has been among the most important forces countering anti-Semitism and how labor unions are fundamentally diverse. And on a personal note, I'll always also note that he graduated from the best Catholic Jesuit college in the United States, Holy Cross in Worcester, which I just happened to go to as well. As Dr. McCartin mentions in his testimony, one of the most notable labor leaders and one of the most amazing Americans in our history was a Jewish immigrant from London, Samuel Gompers, a cigar maker by trade and the son of Dutch Jewish working-class immigrants by way of London. He was the first president of the American Federation of Labor. And he is reported to have said, to be free, the workers, American workers, must have a choice. To have a choice, they must retain in their own hands the right to determine under what conditions they will work. Close quotes. Throughout history, unions have been pivotal in advancing the conditions of the right of workers. From establishing the 5-day work week to championing minimum wage, banning child labor, and protecting workers from being maimed and killed at work. The labor movement has been instrumental in building and sustaining America's middle class. The labor movement created the American middle class, which is now under relentless attack. Since returning to office, President Trump and his administration have attacked workers' right to organize, exposed them to exploitive workplaces, and for example, President Trump has stripped nearly half a million federal workers of their hard-won protections in one of the worst, if not the worst, act of union busting in modern American history. He has also undermined the National Labor Relations Board, which is responsible for cracking down on illegal union busting for millions of private sector workers. At a time of obscene wealth inequality in the United States, union workers enjoy approximately 20% higher wages and are more likely to have access to benefits such as health insurance, paid leave, and pension plans. Union represented workers also have the right to resign from union membership, the right to object to dues beyond representational activities, known as the Beck right, which the chairman referred to in his opening comments, even the right to request religious accommodation for non-payment of union dues. Unions are legally required to inform workers of their Beck rights. Conversely, employers have no obligation to directly inform their workers of their right to organize a union and stand up for better working conditions without retaliation. Our economic system has been rigged against working class for decades, and as lawmakers, we should work to strengthen workers' rights to balance the playing field. Rights so that workers can afford to provide a better life for themselves and their families, to buy a home and to retire in dignity and give their children a better life than they had. I look forward to today's discussions. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I yield back.